You will find the link to Bitcoin adoption timeline in the description and pinned in comments below. What if a coin you hold just lost half its upside overnight and nobody told you why? In this video, you will learn 3 secret moves projects use to shrink supply and why burns can make a coin worth more or wreck your investment. Stay until the end and I will show a real on-chain trick creators use to hide the truth and give you a simple checklist to use before you buy. If you want clear, beginner-friendly crypto lessons that protect your money, subscribe now. I post breakdowns like this every week. Burns sound technical, but the idea is simple. Someone throws tokens into the crypto equivalent of a furnace. Imagine a town with 100 gold coins where everyone values each coin a lot and then 20 coins are melted and gone. A token burn is when tokens are permanently removed from circulation. Usually, a smart contract moves them to an address nobody can access, a so-called black hole. There are 3 common types of burns: developer burns, utility burns, and buyback burns. Developer burns are when the team removes tokens from their own holdings. Utility burns happen when tokens are consumed by the protocol as part of normal operations. Buyback burns occur when a project buys tokens from the market and destroys them. Rarity can lead to price gains if demand holds, but that outcome is not guaranteed. Not all burns actually help holders. Everyone says burns are bullish, but that is an oversimplification. Basic supply and demand suggests fewer tokens should push price up if demand stays constant. Crypto markets are noisy and demand can vanish quickly. If a project burns tokens but fails to increase utility or adoption, the burn effect can fade fast. A one-time PR burn without follow-through often leads to a temporary pump and then a decline. Real bullish scenarios combine sustained burns with increasing demand and genuine utility. Fake bullish scenarios are one-off burns followed by weak fundamentals and whale selling. A burn can also reduce liquidity and amplify volatility, which hurts smaller traders. Here are 3 red flags that show a burn is meaningless. Red flag 1 is backloaded team tokens where the team keeps massive allocations that vest later. Red flag 2 is apparent burns that do not actually reduce circulating supply because tokens are shuffled between controlled wallets. Red flag 3 is burns announced without buybacks or any tied utility. I once saw a project announce a billion token burn where the on-chain trail showed the tokens simply moved between team wallets. If you miss these signs, you can be blindsided when vesting schedules trigger sell-offs. Want to know in 60 seconds if a burn is real? First, confirm the burn address and check whether it is known dead address or a multi-sig controlled by the team. Second, compare total supply and circulating supply before and after the burn transaction. Third, inspect the transaction on a block explorer to see who sent the tokens. Fourth, review vesting schedules, and allocations to understand future sell pressure. Fifth, watch exchange inflows and whale wallets for suspicious movement after the announcement. Helpful tools include Etherscan or BSC Scan, Token Sniffer, Nansen, and Dune dashboards. Open the token on the Explorer, find the burn transaction hash, and inspect the recipient address and balance. This verification can take under a minute once you know where to look. Even verified burns can hide motives, and motives matter more than mechanics. Projects burn tokens for several reasons, including creating scarcity, generating marketing headlines, fixing tokenomics errors, and controlling perception or tying burns to real utility. A decentralized exchange that burns fees tied to usage creates recurring deflationary pressure that is meaningful. A one off PR burn designed to grab headlines is not meaningful for long term holders. Most creators miss a common whale trick, coordinated burns used as a cover for cashing out. The play is simple: announce a burn, generate a short term pump, then sell it into the hype. On chain signals for this trick include large transfers to exchanges soon after the burn announcement and spikes in sell volume during the pump. In many cases, 60 to 80% of post burn volume can come from the top 5 wallets. If you do not check these signals, you can lose money right after a so called successful burn. You cannot control burns, but you can use them to your advantage and protect yourself. Wait for confirmation and do not buy on an announcement alone. Scale into positions slowly and add an as genuine demand and usage appear. Check liquidity depth and spread so you can exit without massive slippage. Treat burns as one signal among many and rebalance your portfolio instead of betting everything on one event. As an example, if a token has healthy volume, transparent team behavior, and recurring burns tied to real usage, consider a small allocation for growth and hedge with larger core holdings. A quick checklist to follow after a burn announcement is to wait 24 to 72 hours, verify the burn on chain, check for post burn transfers to exchanges, confirm vesting schedules, verify usage metrics like daily active users and fees, and confirm liquidity depth on exchanges. If a token passes 5 of the 7 checks, it is more likely legitimate, and if it fails 3 or more checks, treat it with caution. A common beginner mistake is trusting press releases and marketing rather than on chain proof. Real value lives in activity metrics and usage, not in slick marketing headlines. I once saw a 500 million token burn announced while daily active users were effectively zero. That mistake cost people real money because they believed the PR instead of checking the chain. Here is the ultimate 7-point token burn checklist you can use every time. Confirm the burn transaction hash and that the recipient is a dead address. Check the change in total supply versus circulating supply. Inspect the sender wallets to see if they belong to the team or public holders. Watch post-burn flows to exchanges for at least 72 hours. Verify vesting schedules and team allocations for future sell pressure. Check usage metrics like swaps fees, and daily active users to see if burns are tied to utility. Confirm liquidity depth and spread on exchanges so you can trade out if needed. If this checklist reduces your risk even a little, you are already ahead of most beginners. You now have a repeatable process to avoid token burn traps. One last community tip: do not trade alone. Discuss suspicious burns in on chain communities and compare notes. If this helped you, subscribe now for weekly beginner friendly crypto breakdowns and join a community that cuts through hype. Before you invest in any coin, watch the next video called Analyze Institutional Accumulation Trends, because knowing who is really buying can save you from one of the biggest beginner mistakes in crypto. Before you click the next video, remember, verify the burn, watch the flows, and only commit money you are comfortable managing.